You ever wonder what you can do to get another customer to walk through the door and your phone to ring one more time? Well, we're going to talk about it. Good morning. So, we're going to break right on into it and talk about how to build a referral business. Now, what we're not going to talk about is prospecting. Prospecting is the art of going out there and getting more customers to call you. What we're going to talk about is referral business. This is the best type of businesses out there, and today's tip is the one tip that for some reason every salesperson I've worked with, every person I've had a business that sells product fails to do. Follow-up. Calling the customers or sending emails or sending follow-ups to the people that have already purchased your product. Okay, so I know what you're thinking right now. This is super simple. Skip, click, clip out. Hold on a second. Just bear with me. Hang in there for 4 minutes and let's really talk about this for a second. So, when you're working with someone and they buy from you, they give you the hard-earned money. And I don't care if you have an online business, in-person business, real estate agency, if you are a mechanic, it doesn't matter what your business is. Having a follow-up program means you simply call that customer and ask them how things are going. Or maybe since if your business is online, you create an email campaign asking them how they're enjoying the product. And you make sure that you label that product specifically of what they purchased. Nobody does this except for the really, really good customers out there. It would amaze me that if someone just simply sent me an email that said, hey, how are things going? On a scale of 1 to 10. Maybe they include a survey on there, right? That's right there hidden in the email. That's not a 10-second survey, but just how things are going on a 1 to 10. And then maybe I have a follow-up campaign after that that says if someone gives me a 2, because like, I'm really sorry things aren't going well, tell us more about this. If things are really, really, really well, they give us a 10, maybe like, I'm so glad you're enjoying a product, tell us more about it. And this continuous contact that you have with your customer puts whatever it is you do at the top of their mind. In most cases, people can only hold about 3 kind of items in for our first, second, and third as far as where they like to go, is where or what those products they like the best. There's only 3 at the John Home. So if you ever ask someone, what's your favorite Mexican restaurant, right? Well, mine's Jack and Grill here in Denver, Colorado, right? So that's mine. What's your second favorite Mexican restaurant? Oh, it's a place over by where my folks live up near Reunion, but I can't remember the name. And if you ask me my third, I'm just pulling names out of a hat, right? Like I'm gonna land on like Taco Bell or Taco Bueno just because I can't think of one off the top of my head. And realistically speaking, those are late night, coming home kind of eat places. Not on my favorites list by any means, but they do a better job of marketing because they're always in front of me, in front of my mind, so I can remember their names, even though they're not my favorite. Follow-up breaks that pattern and puts you on top. People that market and people that advertise and people that brand really well are going to maintain a constant space in people's minds. But people that follow up maintain spot number 1. And that's where you want to be. If you're a mechanic, if you're a realtor, if you sell products online, if you're a coach, if you are anything that's dealing with people and you sell a product to a person, which everyone sells to a person, you always have follow-up. Whether it's the CEO or the CTI or CIT or COO or directors or VPs, whoever bought the product, following up with them makes it so they kind of go on your side. They will tell you things when things are wrong. They will help you figure out when there is a problem. And that right there, my friends, is the number 1 reason why people don't follow up. They are afraid that if they call a customer, that customer is going to have a problem. Oh, please give me a customer that has a problem any day of the week. I love a follow-up call where someone's like, things just aren't working. Because then it gives me a chance to be a hero. I can step in and actually make a difference for this person. That right there is what real customer service is. That's when the referrals start coming in. We don't judge people based upon how things go and things go right, because our expectation is things go right. We judge people on when things go wrong, how does a company handle it? That's where you really got to pull out the stops. And I'm not saying giving product away for free. I'm not saying you do anything. In fact, 90% of the time, your consumers that are upset just want you to listen to them to understand their plight so you can attempt to fix the problem at hand. And so that is my favorite customer in the world. I remember when this is 2007, I was selling appliances at the time, and I called a customer that wasn't mine. I asked for a whole batch of customers that just didn't have sales associates anymore, and I was just calling them, asking, hey, how did things go? How are things going? And this customer says, well, I wasn't expecting him from here to call because it was horrible. I said, tell me about it. And he spent 15 minutes telling me how bad of experience. And what was funny was, by the time we were done, I said, I think someone just failed to set the proper expectation with you, because what you explained is exactly how the process was supposed to work. So they really messed up in setting the wrong expectation. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, no matter where you go, that's what you would experience during this position. He ended up buying a $17,000 kitchen from me, and that $17,000 kitchen paid over $2,400 in selling appliances because I took the time to listen to him. This works in any industry that's out there. How you follow up is different, but following up with your customers that have already bought from you, you should already have a good relationship, and if you don't, follow up with them still. And here's what's the second thing. People are like, well, I'm not going to call that customer because we ended it bad. No, call them. Follow up with them and ask them how their product is. They still gave you their money. They deserve for you to call them and say, hey, I know that it didn't, kind of go off on the right foot, but how's the product treating you? Well, it's pretty good. Well, good. Well, I'm sorry things didn't end the way, but I'm glad you're loving the product. And then you call them again, and then again, and then again. And you put them in your constant rotation of follow-up. Now, depending on how much product you sell during a given year, you may sell 24 houses. You may sell 100 houses. You may sell 300 cars. If you sell 10 cars a month, 12 months, 120 cars, that's only 120 customers. But after 5 years, that adds up. Well, here's the thing. After 5 years, people that bought a car in the first year may be looking for another car. And if they think of you first, guess who they're going to come to? Even if they move out of state, I still would go back to my hometown to shop with one of 2 sales associates until they're no longer there, because of the way that they treated me when I bought a car from them. That's a fact. So you got to understand something. If you want more referrals, pick up that phone and call your previous customers. Now, depending on the industry, I had a 30-day call, 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, 12 month, and then I did every 6 months after that. They got basically a year and a half, a 2 year, 2.5, a 2 year. It's a phone call from me, because I always sold big ticket items, so I've never done anything less than a phone call. And I've also put in cards, whether it's been thank you cards, Christmas cards, Thanksgiving cards, New Year cards, 4th of July cards. I like to send cards on off season, so 4th of July cards were my favorite. Happy 4th of July, because nobody sends a 4th of July card. And I like being a little different, and I am a little eclectic. So what I want you guys to do is, number one, like the video as always, but comment below and tell us an experience where you followed up and you actually got something out of it. I want to share these experiences. I can go on and on and on about following up and talking to people that had horrible experiences, building them back up and turning them into customers after a year of follow-ups. A year. These were my sales associates, didn't follow through, didn't set the right expectations, created major disasters, but yet that customer came back and bought from us a year later because of the way that we handled it throughout the time. So guys, make sure that you comment below. Tell us what your success stories are when you followed up with someone. It could even be something as family. You left something on bad terms with a family member, but you decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and call them and said, hey, how are things going? And you turn things and put them on the right foot. Okay, make sure you share this. I want to see what everyone out there has to say. And as always, guys, we will see you next time.